Okay, well, we have a brand new update. This one is a lot different from the last weekend's update. Obviously, we have a brand new reset for all of the stuff that we have for upgrades. We also have a brand new gym skill upgrade, which honestly is a little tricky, so we're gonna have to go through all of this. But what makes this so much more interesting is it's kind of like Yeet a Pet, but the Combine-O-Matic almost at the same time. And we'll go over everything. And we also have a breakable goal, which is pretty interesting as well when it comes to the breakables and just the muscle race in general. So for starters, you guys absolutely 100% want to get as many upgradables for the weights itself. Now, I only say this just so you guys can go ahead and try to get the best pets possible before a fix is done on all hatch chances. I know other people post like images of like chances of trying to like basically hatch something, but apparently I'm just going off of word. I'm not sure if it's legitimate or what. I usually go check the Big Games bot, which tells you the hatch rate for certain pets. And I do know that this one was around 1 out of 5 million. And to be quite honest, people were saying that it was changed to 1 out of 20 million. So of course, this is going to be the first thing that I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get, which is going to be the very best pet that is new. Of course, I do have a huge gym cow, which I was able to get through the gym eggs. I ended up buying 20 because why not? And I ended up getting a couple of other pets as well. I also did get a shiny gym beaver, and I was the only one that had it. I was a little sad because I thought it was going to be one of the best pets, but it was not, sadly. If it was the gym unicorn or even the gym cat, I would have been super duper happy. So some time has passed. It's been about 5 minutes or so, and I was able to get some pets out of this, which is really awesome. Now, the good news is at the very bottom left corner of your screen, you are visually able to see everything that applies to this. Now, this is going to be very discretional to whoever wants to go ahead and attempt to get the very best pets from this little egg. These are very, very, very expensive, and they will only last you 5 minutes. So keep that in mind if you do attempt to buy these. I'm pretty sure if you pair these up with like everything that gives you a very big luck boost, you might have a chance of getting the little tiger here or a shiny rainbow unicorn. I have been here for the past 1 hour, and none of the drops actually do drop the DNA, just as a reiteration, because I know some people might question what is the point of having the breakables here and how am I able to get upgrades for this thing here. And I really believe that this is going to affect how far you're able to go inside of the little bench Gargantuan thing on top of everything else here as well. I believe this is just going to be reserved for the server strength. There's really nothing else that it really drops like drop wise, and I believe this also includes your little gym gloves, your super gym shakes, stuff like that. Not unless you're grinding for the little gift bags here, which do drop them. So if you guys are trying your best in order to get anything, try your best to grind for those gift bags or just go out into the plaza and actually buy them. I'm not sure what the drop chances are for them, but you know, either way, if you're just chilling here trying to get some upgrades, coins, stuff like that, you might as well just save up as much gift bags as possible and mass open them. So I am gonna have to chill here for a little bit, just for a little tiny bit, and get the maximum upgrades for the weight plates, and then call it a day on the upgrades, and then go inside of the Gargantuan race thingy over here, and we'll go ahead and check that part out. Okay, so we are finally in here. So we're gonna take a look and basically see what's inside of the here. Now we have gems, books, potions, and it looks like I was correct on the aspect of the DNA here, just randomly being one of the prizes. I guess you have to just get really lucky for it to actually be in here. So how this works, oh boy, let's go ahead and talk about how this works. I was a little confused at first, I'll be honest. Okay, so obviously if you do decide to go ahead and actually bench press at the way that you are right now, don't do it. Try to just get a little bit of stamina, just a tiny bit, not too much. Your criticals are also going to help you out tremendously during this time. So you do need to have a certain amount of strength before you run out, before the game pretty much ends. So now we're gonna go to bench number 2. So if I fail, I get no prize. So I was able to just bench press this just easily. Now, no critical, no stamina because I'm already at number 2. It's super duper easy. I don't need to worry about it. I got 19 million. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and move into the next one. This one wants 10.5 million. I got 17. It's fine. And I'm hoping that I can make it to the final one over here, which is the one that really matters to me. So I got 17. We're okay. For this one, I'm gonna kind of just do a little bit of stamina because I'm a little worried that I might not be able to do it. So let's attempt it. Just get a little bit of stamina, not too much, nothing too crazy, because I still want my bar to like actually still have some health in it. 1, boom. We're gonna move to the next one. We're almost there. We're almost there. And if you're trying to do auto in here, just as a recap, you can't do it. So when you're hitting auto, you have to do everything manually. So let's get to 20. All right, 23, that's good enough. And let's try to get maximum critical. Perfect. And now we're gonna go ahead and lift. 20, perfect. Okay, we cannot fail this one. This one is the one that I want the most. Let's get some stamina in here, get some criticals going. Maybe one more just in case, and then left. Perfect, 61 million, beautiful. All right, now we're gonna move. Do I wanna risk it or do I wanna leave? Do I automatically get the item? That's the big question. You do not, so you do have to leave. The second that you get something that you really want, it looks like you have to actually leave. So I'm not risking this further because I got what I wanted. We need the upgrade, so make sure if this is what you want, make sure you leave. Yes, I want to leave. Yes. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the upgrades real quick. So I only have 350 right now. How far is this going to leave? Right about there. Same thing goes with the critical, strength. I feel like stamina is okay, but I feel like critical would also be important too, but I also believe strength also really makes a difference. So let's say if I decide to do what? 150 on strength and let's say 75 on both of these. So I have 75 and 75 on stamina and critical and 4% on strength. And worst case scenario, if this is something that I don't want, I can just automatically reset it, right? I feel like this would be okay. Now, we're gonna find out what this does entirely, right? So we're gonna go ahead and do auto. My gem settings are still set at 85, 8, and 7 for everything here because I'm not really caring about like racing. I do want to be able to get a ton of like upgrades, stuff like that, gift bags. So I want to see what all this does. So we're watching this live. I made it to 23, which is not my highest. And this is just using some little stat pets and a cow and some Titanics right now. I'm not using anything that's primarily super dedicated to the event just yet. I want to get every single thing upgraded first. All right, so let's take a look and see what we've got so far. So weight plates. I think I need about 15,000 in order to max every single little thing out. And then once that's done, we can go ahead and move on to upgrading and finishing everything. And hopefully you guys understand how the event works just by basically watching me here now. So I have been chilling here. The furthest that I've gone so far is 31 meters, which is my record-breaking moment here because I haven't been able to make it that far. Now, it's super duper important that you guys get every single little thing upgraded as much as possible before you start going inside of here. Obviously, you want to be able to make it as far as you can, just in case if that little DNA thing might be a certain bench that might be too far. Now, of course, if you're not able to get the pet that you want, I noticed that some of these are tradable officially now, especially the little gym dragon. Granted, it's going to be expensive, but if you're trying to get the Gargantuan, a lot of these are going to be needed on top of like certain Titanics, certain huges, stuff like that. Which is why I say it kind of reminds me of the Yeta pet, but also at the same time, it kind of reminds me of the Combine-O-Matic in a sense because we have a Gargantuan and it's a race. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here real quick and I want to see where my upgrades are at officially now. So I have 17 and I'm so close. I just need a couple thousand more and then we're basically done with those upgrades and I don't have to worry about them anymore. So that upgrade thing really helps out a lot. So make sure you guys are consistently upgrading everything as you go as soon as possible. Again, I can't stress this enough. Okay, so I have the strength, everything maxed out, everything is pretty much completed. Now the only thing is left is the Gargantuan stuff. We're gonna do this again. I'm kind of nervous because you just never know, right? All right, so we're looking for the DNA and and we need to find out if it's in here, anywhere in here. Okay, so it is right here. So it is bench 8. It's only 50 this time? No, that's okay. It's better than not having it at all, or better having it somewhere super duper far away. All right, so we're gonna go over this just in case if anybody might still be confused. If you already have a super duper crazy team and you're not worried about things, you could just go ahead and bench press once. Though if you have a small team, yes, you're gonna have to finesse doing everything when it comes to stamina and critical. You're gonna have to finesse it. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and do this one. So I still am making pretty good progress here, so I have to make it to number 8. And I think if I do this, I'm gonna be fine. I don't have to worry about it too much, actually. Maybe I don't have to do all the stamina stuff, but you just never know. Okay, so we're almost there. Okay, so now we need 18 million. So yes, I'm gonna do a little bit of stamina and a little bit of critical, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just do the lift. 18. See how it just tells you that you just didn't make it enough? This is where your bar matters the most, and I ended up finishing it. So if you end up getting scared that you just didn't make it the first time, you can click it again and you'll be okay. So long as your bar still has that health there, you'll be fine. We're gonna go ahead and leave because we ended up getting what we needed, and we're gonna apply that to something that we do want to apply it to. Okay, so we're here, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna just put this all on strength, I'll be honest. And then obviously throughout the day, I'm gonna clearly upgrade everything as I go. And I feel like the first few days of this, you guys are just gonna be working here and getting your upgrades and stuff. You don't have to worry about making it to the Gargantuan, stuff like that. I would really just worry about trying to get as much stuff upgraded as humanly possible. And obviously until you hit the max. And then, you know, get a pet that you really want to go ahead and utilize during this event. And I think during the mid of the week, that's when everybody's going to start going crazy and it's going to become a race. But as I mentioned at the very end of the day, there's 2 ways to play this. You can attempt to get the Gargantuan, you can attempt to get the Titanic, which is placed inside of the muscle race here, or you could take advantage of the entire event and just kind of farm all of these pets here and sell them. Anytime an event introduces a Gargantuan, this is probably the most gems that you can ever make during an event. And depending on how difficult all of this might be, I'm going to take maybe 1 or 2 hours to decide whether or not I want to attempt to continue to do the event the way that it's shown here, or sell all the stuff that I make in progression and save my gems that way. I'm pretty sure if you guys do this the correct way, selling everything ASAP and taking advantage of absolutely everything, you guys can get a Titanic of your choice. Of course, if you're not going over like 10 billion gems. But until then, RAP needs to update for absolutely everything before I'm able to make that decision as well. So hopefully you guys get a better understanding of how this event works and what applies, what doesn't apply, what you guys should be upgrading, what you guys should be focusing on. And during the week, hopefully you guys will be able to check out the videos that I come out with for the rest of the event. And until then, I will see you guys all later.
Okay, bye.